What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about how I get back into a consistent routine with eating and working out after vacation. I feel like, yeah, it's just nice to talk a little bit about like mental health in regards to like nutrition and coming back because kind of whenever I come back, I'm not 100% right straight back to my routine. And I want to talk about some difficulties that I personally go through with getting back to like some sort of schedule. So yeah, let's get into this video. It's gonna be a nice little quickie, and I hope it just helps some of you who kind of go through the same things realize that it's not about being 100% perfect whenever you're trying to achieve your goals, and there is still some room in variance to like change up your routine. So yeah, mainly I just want you guys to know that you don't have to be 100% perfect, and maybe the people that you are looking up to on Instagram, on YouTube, on magazines, whatever, they are not 100% perfect either. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to clarify and talk about it with you guys. And yeah, let's kind of go through my day and see what changes I'm making to kind of just get back to it. All right, so I am back from work and about to make myself some brunch. My work schedule is that I'll go in and I'll work for a couple hours in the morning, and I come home and I typically have mid-morning to afternoons off, and then I work again kind of later in the evening. So I like personally just don't feel ready for like a lunch by the time I get back home. It's 11:30 right now, and I still feel like kind of breakfast items. So in my work, because I wake up early, I'm not super hungry, but I know that if I don't eat anything kind of before I start, then I'm gonna be starving by the time I come home. I've also been doing a reverse diet where I'm bumping up my calories. So if I don't eat anything before work, then it's just kind of a missed opportunity to hit my protein goals and hit my calorie goals. So actually, I've been pretty reliant on some protein bars, and this one is hazelnut nougat. Is it focusing? I can't even tell if it's focusing. And this is from Bear Bells, and these are really effing good. The macros are actually really great on these. They are 200 calories per bar, 9 grams of fat, 20 grams of protein. Let's see, total sugars, just 2 grams of sugars, 18 grams of carbs. I am not a person who's kind of scared of sugars. I pay attention to it a little bit, but I don't mind if something has some sugar in it, just because with practice and keeping control of not keeping control of, but monitoring my macros in general, things with some sugar in it don't really bump me over my calorie goal most of the time, unless, you know, it's like a pint of ice cream or something. So I had this morning, and then right before my workout I actually had a cup of like Greek yogurt. So it was just like phage, just like a single serve cup with honey in it already. And I also had my coffee. I make my own coffee, and I'm using normal milk for my coffee. So altogether, whenever I entered everything in this morning, I already was able to get 40 grams of protein from the bar, the cup of yogurt, and my coffee. So I'm about to cook myself some brunch, and I'm gonna make some breakfast tacos because, like I said, I'm still kind of in the mood for breakfasty food items. Yeah, so let's start cooking, and I'll talk while I cook. So I wanted to talk to you guys really about, so I came back from a 4 or 5 day trip from Florida. We got here Tuesday evening, and then Wednesday I just had to hop right back into work, and I had a very full day. That day I had like 7 clients. And it was like I had to be at work by 7 a.m. All the things. We had no groceries. I had expected to come back Monday morning, actually, and have time to kind of get my groceries, resettle in, do some programming, all of that. And our flight got canceled, and then Tuesday we actually missed our flight. So Tuesday morning was only supposed to be like a 5-hour trip, and it ended up being like a 13-hour trip back home. So we got home, my partner and I ordered some sushi, and we did not go to the grocery store or anything. So the next day I ended up not eating quite as much food as I normally would have. And yeah, I just went to a bodega and bought a egg scramble wrap for breakfast. Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna put the cheese on immediately. So you want to make sure whenever you're cooking eggs that you cook them at a pretty low temperature. Otherwise they get overcooked and they just like turn rubbery. You don't really want them rubbery, you want them nice and creamy. So already immediately getting back, I didn't have kind of the resources that I normally would have to go about my normal routine, and I also hadn't had time to program my workouts. So I came back on that Tuesday night, and for the rest of the week I didn't work out. I didn't do any strength-based workouts, and eventually I did go to the grocery store, but something I personally struggle with sometimes is feeling like food doesn't sound good. And I love food. I love eating food. I don't mind cooking. And I do enjoy the foods that I eat on a regular basis. But especially after vacation, when it's kind of easy you're going out to restaurants with friends, someone else is cooking for you, whether that be family or the restaurant, whatever. A lot of the foods are also a lot more palatable, so they're just like super tasty and super easy to eat. Coming back after that kind of vacation can be really difficult to kind of settle back into your normal foods that, they should be tasty to a degree, but they're not going to be as delicious as just eating like a burger and fries, right? We had a lot of cake. It was my mom's birthday, so we had cake and cookies and all of that. I'm a big sweet tooth person. Yeah, so look, those eggs are pretty creamy. So that's something I personally struggle with. And today is Monday, so we came back Tuesday night. Today's Monday. It's taken me the whole weekend to kind of readjust and try to find my normal schedule. I have been counting my macros before I went on vacation, and I took a break while I was on vacation. I think that's really great for like mental health, especially if you're spending time with your family, you're eating out, you're eating a lot of foods that it's hard to count. So I think it's nice just to kind of have a break. Since Wednesday, I didn't count my macros at all, like all weekend. So today is the first day that I'm actually entering in my macros, and I'm kind of starting that process a little bit slower so that it's a little bit easier for me to kind of get adjusted. Sometimes whenever I struggle with like not knowing what to eat and feeling like nothing sounds good, my go-to is actually cereal, because cereal is pretty easy for me to eat. It's yummy. It's not like greasy. It's not heavy. It's not fatty. It's not too sweet. It's just really easy for me to eat. So I'll kind of rely on a bowl or two of cereal to help me just eat something. Eating something is better than like going all day not eating anything and suddenly you're like super hungry and angry and you're just gonna eat anything. And once in a while eating anything it's not like that's that bad of a thing, but if you're trying to get back onto kind of your normal schedule, then it does need to be, I think, gradual is a little bit easier. At least personally, it's easier for me to do it gradually rather than go from 0 to 100. So my way of getting there gradually is to compromise with myself and be like, okay, like nothing really sounds good, but I know it's healthier for me to eat and still get some nutrients in for my body and still protein. With my cereal, I eat normal milk, and normal milk just has way more protein than alternative milks. So even with cereal, I'm getting some protein from my milk, and then some cereals have more protein than others. It's not a lot, but it's still better than nothing. And then maybe later on in the day, I'll eat some yogurt, some Greek yogurt. That'll give me a little boost of protein. And I just kind of slowly work my way into what feels good, what sounds good. I was also really fortunate that one of my really good friends who lives close by wanted to come over and cook dinner, and so that helped a lot. We made some like noodles with tofu and some stir-fried veggies, and it was delicious. I enjoyed it. I didn't eat too much of it, but I still enjoyed it. I still got all those nutrients from the tofu, the veggies, the pasta, get some carbs in, and it was great. So that might be a solution for some of you too, of get like a buddy involved or a partner involved and, you know, cook something together. Enjoy a meal together. That might be a nice way for some of you to kind of ease back into it. I say he'll eat spinach, he's not eating it right now. And there she is, folks. All right, you guys, I am back again. I am actually on my way to go take a passport photo. I've been putting this off for such a long time, and that is why now you see me with makeup. I also wanted to tie in how my training has differed since I've gotten back from vacation as well. I think it's really common that whenever you're on vacation, if you're not working out, whenever you come back from vacation and you're trying to get into your routine, you maybe feel guilty, or you feel like, okay, like I was doing nothing, now I need to go all in and give it like 100%. And I think can be easily misconstrued. So you don't need to come back and work out like the hardest you've ever worked out before, or come back from vacation and work out 5 days in a row when normally you don't work out 5 days a week, right? So be sure that whenever you guys are coming back from a break, and it doesn't need to be a vacation, it can be just any sort of break, right? So that you are sticking to kind of your usual workout schedule. So if you go to the gym maybe just 2 times a week, whenever you come back, don't work out 4 or 5 times a week, right? Just work out your usual 2 days a week. That's going to be the most sustainable for you. And another thing on like coming back and going really hard and giving it your all, you honestly don't need to do that. And the biggest reason you don't need to do that is because whenever you take a break from training, your body gets to kind of recover, but it also gets to reset. So in a traditional progressive overload program where you're starting at some sort of baseline and you're increasing your like difficulty over time for your program, like, so this is your max up here, your body is getting used to these stimuli, right? It's adapting slowly each week. From week 1 to your last week, your threshold is kind of up here. So before, to get the same amount of stimulus, you had to push yourself to reach your very max limit of 200 pounds to get a certain level of stimulus. After going away and taking a break, your body gets to recover, that stimulus kind of like decreases and it resets. So now I can get the same amount of stimulus at a lower weight, which is good because that's going to help your longevity in your lifting career or just like working out career. So I'll explain a little bit further. My last week before vacation, I was doing 4 sets of some exercises, and I started lower and I worked my way up to 4 sets because personally I was working towards volume in my program, not as much strength. And so now coming back after having some time off, I'm not going to immediately go into 4 reps for half of my exercises. I'm actually gonna make almost all of my exercises 2 sets. So I'm starting off at 2 sets for my deadlifts I did today. I did sumo deadlifts, 2 sets for step ups, 2 sets for like a razor curl, etc., etc. This week, that's just where I'm starting. And I will guarantee you that tomorrow I am going to be sore from those exercises, from those 2 sets, right? Yeah. So my body has already taken that time to recover, and it doesn't need 4 sets right now. It's gonna get a good stimulus from training just the 2 sets. And then over the next few weeks of my program, I'll start to add in sets strategically to build up my volume for the muscle groups that I'm trying to target this cycle. I just kind of wanted to clear that up. And I think that's just kind of a misconception that a lot of us out there think, is that we take a break. Oh my God, we're gonna lose all of our progress. We're not gonna see results unless we go in super, super hard and give it a 10 out of 10 workout and, you know, work out 5 or 6 days a week for 2 or 3 weeks. And then you get massively burnt out. Your body's not recovering. You're really tired. And then you have no motivation to work out because it was so freaking difficult. We don't want that to happen. So yeah, so just remember, whenever you come back from a break, it's okay to kind of take it easy whenever you step back into your training. Okay, I am going to go take this passport photo. I'm gonna go take this passport photo, and I'll check in with you guys whenever it's snack time. See you then. Okay, you guys, so it is definitely a new day. I'm recording on just my phone as a quick little outro. I don't know what happened, something with my camera. It didn't record the snack that I had. I ended up having my snack and then cooking dinner because I was gonna be home really late. So I just went ahead and made it so that I wouldn't have to do it whenever I got back home. So I had some cottage cheese and peaches for my snack. I made for dinner, I made some tilapia, and I had it over riced cauliflower with some peppers. And then I did end up having a couple like these little wafer cookie thingies. So that was it. I talked to you guys about all that I wanted to talk to you about in this video, and I'm really hoping that it helps some of you with your fitness journeys. And if you guys have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments below, and I will do my very best to answer them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your day, and I'll catch you in another video.